Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another zombies video. A couple of days ago, I made a video explaining or theorizing, I guess you can say, about the photos that were unlocked on pawn.com uh, during the zombies viral marketing. Really quickly, I'm going to go over a couple things and then explain what I think the middle photo was, because when I made that video, I wasn't exactly sure or wasn't happy with my theories on it, but I think I figured out why there is a Geiger counter as the middle photo, and I think that all the photos are there to kind of maybe explain or tell a story. In the original video, I explained this one, what I thought it meant, or stuff that people missed, and then I went over this one also on the right side. So really quickly, I'm just going to do that. So even this doesn't include those photos, but I wanted to sum everything up in that video, and I'll kind of keep doing the same thing. It looked like the graffiti or the teaser image at the end of the multiplayer reveal was supposed to have you look at the graffiti, not necessarily the stairs or the knocked. But nobody's ever right or wrong, like I always explain. People can see different things depending on your level of thinking, IQ level, cognitive thinking, I guess they call it. So nobody's really right or wrong. Anybody can see something different that they want, unless you say something ridiculous like this is Shadows of Evil or something like that. Um, but anyways, so I mentioned that the player or Treyarch wants you to look at the graffiti. They're pointing the gun towards the graffiti, and you see these cartoon characters. What I thought looked like a film strip that he's holding, maybe like an old school 35 millimeter or 60 millimeter film reel, film strip. And this is all theory. I'm in wishful thinking. I'm letting people know that too, that it could be a solve. But at the same time, I don't ever like being too cocky or too confident, because they could just switch everything on you and have us looking in one direction, but then, or misdirection is actually called. They give you like a big misdirection, and then they pull a rug from under you. Even Greg Houston has said that. That's what they love doing. They have you thinking one thing, then they kind of like sideswipe you with another thing. So anyways, it looks like film strip that he's holding, and this whole thing is about maybe Kino der Toten movie theme, Willard Wyler, which is in the Ether universe, but people just didn't know it back then, and I wasn't involved too much in um, in Easter egg hunting and solving and stuff like that. So a lot of people look like they missed a lot of and I still haven't shown too much of those solves. I like keeping some tricks up my sleeve, or an ace up my sleeve, as they say. I don't like showing all my cards at once. But if you do your research, you can find out that Ether and IW Zombies are connected. And Blundell did work on IW Zombies, as well as the creator of Zombies himself, Jesse Snyder. So anyways, the graffiti looked like it hinted at that, and I did mention that it looked like the cartoon characters from Infinite Warfare Zombies, like some of the ones in the Afterlife Arcade and Afterlife Theater. So I'm just gonna kind of skim through this again really quickly. I'm gonna, like in the first one, I talked about the left photo, the right photo. This one, to me, it's a pile of bodies. It looked like it had cartoon characters or maybe graffiti. Maybe it's a wall. But the way the bodies were laid out was a little bit odd. Like I lost track of the legs. Like I don't know how. Like it looks like, and my theory was really quickly that the clothing had some type of cartoon or maybe projecting um, film screen, maybe reflecting onto the clothing. And what I saw looked like other cartoon characters in here, which might just be optical illusions. But this one for sure looked like a cartoon character. So maybe um, and I'm just gonna skim through. Like that definitely looks like two eyes, a mouth, maybe a hat, some type of maybe overalls, orange shirt or something with a white shirt underneath. I don't know. Maybe even a prisoner. That always happens, like clockwork. I always forget to turn off my phone. I don't get messages at all or notifications, but as soon as I start recording. Anyways, hopefully it won't happen again. So that looked like a cartoon character. So what I mentioned really quickly, I'm going to get to the how it all is going to maybe, hopefully, wishful thinking rope into or all tied together to Zombies in Spaceland, maybe 2, or Willard Wyler, IW Zombies. I know they're all in the same Ether universe, so it wouldn't be anything too far-fetched. But like I said, at this point, it's just kind of wishful thinking. How the bodies are all kind of laid out a little bit similar, maybe foreshadowing, hinting at that. You have to go look at maybe the trailer. Again, more bodies laid out the same, kind of piled within each other, legs and arms intertwined within each other. Just kind of ignore that. I guess I should just turn it off. So anyways, that's what it kind of reminded me of. You know what's funny too? It looks like she has claws, which reminded me about something, which is pretty funny. Anyways, so my theory was at the time that maybe there's something like this. They're in the Afterlife Theater or Kino, and the trailer, kind of the same thing like in Beast from Beyond, is playing on the screen, and it's projecting onto the body. Maybe something happened. Maybe the Cold War campaign characters go to the afterlife, somehow find it, maybe on another planet or wherever, or it crashes on Earth or something like that, and then they end up seeing the bodies inside there all laid out, and the movie theater is projecting onto the clothing. Kind of like this. It looks like the cartoon characters where their eyes are like turned to the side. Stuff like this. I kind of related it to that. Oops. And then for this one, I just kind of mentioned that it looks like the Russian/German soldiers, maybe American, but they're probably more Russian, zombies and stuff like that. How that looked like the same type of soldiers. Maybe the portal. It looked like the portal opened up, kind of like in Zombies in Spaceland or the whole Infinite Warfare DLCs, where when you turn on the projector, it shows them going into another, like a portal or a different part of the map or whatever. So it looks like that, like it's opened in front of them. So that's just something I wanted to point out, like maybe they're going into the dark ether or whatever. So what I think it is, like I said, this was turned out to be the middle one real quickly, and I just kind of gave it away, is a Geiger counter. So what people miss or don't make the connection of, the Pack-a-Punch machine is called a Geiger scope. And that, I think, might be like the final piece or final solve of why they put the Geiger counter as one of the images on pawntakespawn.com. It would make total sense and would all tie everything together, how the Geiger scope, kind of maybe hinting at a Geiger counter. I went inside the Pack-a-Punch room, I guess the projection room in a couple of the maps, and I looked around, I didn't see anything too noticeable, and they don't want to probably give too many answers away. And we probably won't even get the answer till the end of the cutscene, maybe not even in the trailer, maybe it's going to hint to it. But I mentioned to a lot of people in Black Ops 4, and I even made a separate video for that, we missed so much, because I'm always a multiplayer, Battle Royale, Warzone type player. Zombies I always did for the high rounds, but the Easter eggs I never got involved in. But I just want to kind of maybe jump ahead a little bit, and this might be something that would be missed if I didn't take a look. And then like a couple months or weeks down the road, after we get the end cutscene or maybe the reveal trailer on Wednesday, that was hinting at the Pack-a-Punch machine being the Geiger scope. Anyways, like I said, I don't want to make this any longer than it probably should be. But it looks like, hopefully, if you get the battle pass, which was released today, because I'm making this really quickly on Monday, there's a lot of Mephistopheles looking characters in the battle pass, which I might even make a separate video for that. But like I said, some people are really bad at visual Easter eggs, and sometimes stuff just sticks out like a sore thumb, and I'm like, how do people not see that? So anyways, I decided to kind of maybe just make quick videos like this, really quickly, 10-minute videos, one-shot deal. I know they're not edited, they're not perfect. I just use like a slide, a photo slide or image slide, whatever, just to kind of go through the images and stuff like that. But anyways, it looks like it's hinting toward movie theater, maybe Willa Wyler or Ether Treyarch version of that, or Raven version of that, not so cartoony that people complained about or people say they didn't like. But maybe we're getting a new version of that. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. And like I said, just the fact that my phone kept going off knows that this is done in a one-shot deal, and I'm not about to like edit for like 3 hours and stuff like that people do. And I give people a lot of credit for doing stuff like that. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys later.